Oh, hey guys, it's Alan, a Boston fan. And today I wanted to give out a shout out to a great community member, an amazing artist, an awesome friend, and just an all around fantastic content creator. And that is Scott at Ranger Studios. And I wanted to show off a couple Pedro Martinez items that I purchased from his Etsy store. These are the Pedro Martinez marker doodles. I was able to get number 1 and number 45, 1 being the first in the print run, and 45 being the jersey match on Pedro. This is an absolutely amazing rendition of Pedro Martinez. And the reason I was able to get these 2 numbered cards is because I was the first one to purchase them. And how was I the first one to purchase them? Well, I'm the one who did the commission, or paid Scott the commission to do this. So I have the original artwork of Pedro, and it came out, I can't say enough of how fantastic it came out, just beyond my wildest dreams. Other than just pointing out the obviously amazing artwork, things that I love about it, the detail on the Red Sox cap, the face, that is Pedro Martinez's face. I'll show a card that I'm going to show in a minute, but you can see right here, maybe, his face, just his pitching bulldog kind of face. He was a beast. He's my favorite player of all time, with Dave Ortiz being a second. I used to hop the train and go to as many games. If I knew Pedro was pitching, I'd take a train into Boston. And at the time, you could just buy bleacher seats or grandstand seats for $25, $15, and watch him master. And so as I move into a new sports room, usually at the end of the school year, I buy something for myself. But, we had a sports room planned in the renovation, and so I thought, hey, I want something a little bit more unique to put into that sports room than, the cards. I wanted something cool. And at the same time, it just so happened that Scott was, offering up some commissions. And so, I checked him with like, hey, could I spend a little bit early on my end of the year present and get a unique piece of artwork done that I can display? And she said, sure. And then Scott was great to work with. I sent him some pictures and, kind of what I was looking for. Mostly I wanted him with the World Series patch, just the most iconic game of those that he threw. And of course, it was his penultimate game. It was his last game on the Red Sox. It helped them to the World Series championship. And so Scott was able to get that in there absolutely amazingly. And I thought this was going to be a one-off piece. And it came out fantastic. But right here, it just seems like the absolute perfect spot for an autograph. And so though it's not on my want list or my planned list, if he comes to a signing in Boston, he's about $200 for a flat item. I think I'd pony up the money to get him to sign this. Now I have 6 or so Pedro autographs, a couple that I'm looking to buy. So, I have plenty of Pedros in my collection, but I just think it would be absolutely incredible to have this autograph. So if he comes to Boston, I'd like to do it in person. I don't want to do it through a private signing because I'd like to see his reaction with this piece personally. But I think this would just be the absolute perfect spot. Or he could do it up here. It would just be amazing to have him sign it. So my original plan was to get this framed and be the centerpiece of a Pedro collection, which is still the plan. But I may pull it off the wall one day to go to a private signing to get it signed. And just, every time I look at it, it's just absolutely amazing. My son, he's 6. He can't believe that somebody actually drew this. And then, his favorite part, like mine, is when Scott goes through and does the white outlines in his video. Scott, I know that I've emailed you and messaged you, but this is just so fantastic. It came out so just utterly amazing. And if you ever thought of doing a commission for Scott when he opens them up, you better jump on it because I plan to do another if he has any open next year. I would like to ask for him to do a David Ortiz because he's my other favorite player. So if he opens them up, jump on it because you get something completely unique. This is a one of one, of course. And I think as our hobby community grows, Scott's only going to grow in stature in terms of his artwork and truly a one-of-one piece and a piece of artwork. And this is going to be the centerpiece of my collection around Pedro. And I had thought, hey, this is going to be the first thing I add into my sports room. It would be I would like it to be the first thing that I hang on my wall, but other things like furniture and stuff have to go in first. So what I plan to do is I plan to have this framed and then a shelf underneath, one that's going to show the card with it. And, this will be spaced out a little bit. But then I bought 2 cards because I also wanted showing is the scan thing here, or whatever it's called, so that anyone who's in my room can scan that and watch this actual piece of art be created. I'm going to put this in the background. Hopefully it stays-ish. Yeah, there we go. So, I'll have one showing that piece of art was put into a card, and the back. And then I'm going to figure out some other display stuff. So I thought I'd show some of my other Pedro stuff. I've got a bunch of his rookies. On my list is to buy a signed rookie card, which I think would go with this because I have another autograph to go in a Hall of Fame collection. But I got some jersey cards and some other stuff that I want to put with it. And I'll figure it out when I get a shelf. But I have this Red Sox Mets Tool, whoopsie doodles, marker doodles. I gotta get Lexington Concord back up there. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna put Pedro behind Jerry. Jerry, you're gonna hold up Pedro. No, you're not. All right, Pedro's gonna have to just lie on the side. I got this nice SP fabrics, and again, when I buy the relics, I like the good wording on the back. This I bought when I was in high school, and then and now. Supposedly Expos and Red Sox jersey. Of course, we don't know exactly when they came. It does say Pedro Martinez in an official Expos game and an official Red Sox game, so this should be the Expos jersey. That's the Red Sox jersey. This was my first game used card. I love the Fleer Platinum. I think this was 2000 or 2001. I love the look of this. So this will certainly be up there. It's a great image of Pedro pitching. And of course, contains a swatch from an authentic game-worn jersey that's just worn by Pedro Martinez of the Boston Red Sox. And I have a Heritage. I picked this up at a show a couple years ago. It's got the Topps Authentic sticker there. Picked that up for $3. In addition to the game used cards, and again, I don't know which ones I'm going to display, maybe one or two. I've got a bunch of tickets. Some of the games I've seen him play, some of them not. So this is game 1 of the 99 Division Series. Pedro got hurt in this game. Bartolo Colon pitched. Indians won, and bottom of the 9th, I think, walk-off. I don't think I'll display that with him. This is April 11th, 98. I believe this is Pedro's first game at Fenway Park. My kids are arguing downstairs, so I apologize for the noise. They're getting on each other's nerves constantly now. So I didn't go to this game. I might have had a friend give me this ticket that went to this game, but this was the first game he ever pitched for the Red Sox at Fenway. This would be 1998 Division Series, Game 1. The Red Sox won that. It was their first playoff win since the 86 World Series, Game 5. They had been swept in 88, 90, 95. Then coming into 98, they won this game. Pedro started, gave up 3 runs. I think one of them was a home run to Lofton. Mo Vaughn hit a home run. It was a fantastic day for Red Sox fans, especially young ones like myself. First time I saw the Red Sox win a postseason game. So that may go on there. Here we have one of his most famous games. This is Game 5 or Game 3 of the Indians' home games. Pedro Martinez came in and threw 6 no-hit. I think perfect, but I'm not quite sure. But definitely no-hit innings for the Red Sox comeback. And so I think this will be displayed with that. Sorry, Scott, I know it's against your Indians, but this was an amazing game for us Red Sox fans. Troy Leary hit a couple home runs, but Pedro threw those 6 no-hit innings. Then I've got some other ones that I went to September 9th against the Yankees, 2000. What I remember from that game is Pedro dominated. Scott Brocious came up in the 7th. He got fooled on either a changeup or a curveball. Should have been strike 3. Umpire missed it. Next pitch, Brocious hit it over the monster for a 3-run home run. Yankees lead 3-2. Red Sox lost. Here we've got Monday, September 4th. This is Carlton Fisk's retirement number. They retired his number that day. Pedro started against the Mariners. Same game. This is my actual ticket, that one I found on the ground and thought to add to it. April 15th, 2000, I remember going to this game. Tim Hudson was starting against Pedro that day, so I thought amazing pitchers duel. Tim Hudson had a great 1999, so I was excited to see those two battle it out, and Tim Hudson got knocked out in like the first or second inning. It was a romp. The Red Sox and Pedro won pretty handily. Same one. This might have been my friend's ticket. This is the first time I saw Pedro 5th, May 3rd, 1998. It was against the Rangers. I sat out in the right field bleachers. Pedro struck out 10 or 11 batters that day. It was an awesome day. Beautiful out, I remember. And that was, the first time I saw him pitch. Another ticket from that day. And then this is one of those days where it was like, oh my God, Pedro's pitching today. We should just go to the game. It was cold. It was dreary. And Pedro struck out 16 or 17 Devil Rays that day. He dominated them. And so this is maybe my most memorable game. I don't know. I'd like to put some of the games that I went to. So these are all the Pedro tickets that I have. You know, I saw him pitch a whole bunch of times. Have a nice collection. So, you know, Scott was able to do this amazing drawing for me, and I'm going to surround it with some Pedro stuff and have a Pedro shelf on my Red Sox wall. This, of course, being the centerpiece, and, you know, perhaps one day getting it signed. So I want to give a shout out to Scott. Scott, thank you so much for doing this for me. It was worth every cent and more. It's an incredible piece. You do incredible work. I love watching your marker doodles every day, and you know, keep up the good work. And for those in the community who haven't, I know a lot of people collect the cards. If you're looking to display something cool, one of one, if Scott opens this commission back up sometime, jump on it. Get your favorite player done. Get your favorite Hall of Famer done. You will not be disappointed. I promise. It's more stunning in person. You can see what he does online, and the videos are awesome. But when you get the piece in person, it's just absolutely stunning. So thank you, Scott. Thank you, community members, for buying his cards, supporting his business. He's a fantastic community member. I can't say enough positive things about working with him and the artwork. So guys, just thanks for watching. Keep collecting, keep having fun, and I'll see you later. Adios, amigos.